Starting from zero gives you an unfair advantage because you are not confusing the algorithm.
A lot of people confuse lots of views with search-based intent views.
Realtors, their job is not to be influencers, right? Their job is to be useful, provide good information, and actually answer the questions of their potential clients.
Success isn't about being the loudest. It's about being the most useful and the most consistent.
If there's one thing I want you to remember from this video is the biggest lie in this industry is that you need a following to get a listing. But in reality, having a big following, this is exactly why most agents are broke.
I've watched realtors with 50,000 subscribers go bankrupt because their data was poison. If you have 0 followers right now, you are sitting on the single biggest competitive advantage in the market.
Most people treat starting at 0 like a death sentence, but we treat it as an unfair advantage. It is the only way to build a high-intent lead engine that doesn't rely on viral junk.
So I built the algorithm strategies that make the top 1% unignorable. And today, we're open sourcing the exact 30-day roadmap we used to turn a dead channel into a local monopoly. So Victor, question here. Most agents are basically terrified from starting from 0. Why is it actually a competitive advantage to have no followers from day one?
Joe, very good question. I would say it really depends on the audience, right? Because whenever you're starting from 0, you want to start attracting the proper audience to your videos instead of sharing it with your family and friends who will never buy a house from you. So starting from 0 gives you an unfair advantage because you are not confusing the algorithm. You're building it properly from day one. Right? So you're focusing on attracting the correct people that are interested to relocate to your area or to buy or sell a home. And that's what you should focus on, because many other channels that have already a following, they might have the wrong people there. And that's why they're not getting any deals out of it, because they're just not attracting the right people.
Awesome.
All right, Joe. So let's talk about something practical, right? Whenever you're starting from 0, how do you get YouTube to actually focus on bringing in the right people and this whole multi-billion-dollar corporation generating business for you just from your content out there? How do you make it happen?
Yeah, no, great question. So I would say the main important parts are in the first 30 seconds, you're gonna need to match your title and your thumbnails. What you say essentially creates a handshake with YouTube, right? And the algorithm, and pushes forth even further the more you repeat those words, of course, right? It's almost like the algorithm is like reading your, let's say, the lips, of course, the words throughout the video. So the main concept as well is search intent, of course, right? So what matters is what you're typing, what people are typing on, right? YouTube, of course, and Google, of course. So when you look like moving to Texas, for example, right? Those markers work with the SEO to push towards the algorithm when you're creating videos, and you have matched SEO with your thumbnails and your titles and in video. All of those come to play. When you're looking like, for example, in 2026, the algorithm is the fastest way to find you a qualified buyer compared to cold calling and the old methods. Question to you, Victor. What would you say to the audience who are thinking of creating like a day in the life vlog type tour, right? How is it the fastest way for a new realtor to stay invisible?
Yeah, I would say you really have to focus on providing value versus being egoistical about how great you are, right? Because at the end of the day, people really, when they even search online, right, they're looking for answers, solutions, and not to see somebody, you know, showcasing how great they are, right? That's not the point. And so I would say always provide value first. That's how you get people interested. And then over time, you build a relationship with them, because real estate is all about relationships, right?
Yeah.
And then if you can help solve big problems for them, they will hire you as their realtor and they'll be working with you. And I think that's a way more logic approach versus, you know, basically showcasing your daily life that most people don't care about.
Great insights.
Quick question for you guys. Where are you currently at? Are you filming vlogs and videos that don't work? Or are you focusing on high intent searches that actually answer questions that people have? So where are you in the journey? We would love to know that. Please leave your comment down below. All right, Joe, so let me ask you this question. Let's talk about the views, right? What do you think? How many views do people need to have on their YouTube channel to start getting leads?
Based on our insights, our data from time after time working with many clients, a lot of people confuse lots of views with search-based intent views. So let me just clarify that. When a lot of realtors out there are trying to strive for 10,000 views, 1 million views, that is not a based intent search. So meaning your audience might be more generalized. You're better off getting 50 intent-based views. For a person moving to, for example, one of your videos, why I'm moving to Toronto or why I'm moving out of Toronto, is it worth this and that, right? You're better off getting 50 to 100 views than getting 10,000 general views, because those 50 to 100 views have serious buyers, people who are looking to either move out or move into the city and further contact you, of course. Okay, so let's look at it from like a high ticket mathematics analogy, right? So listings come from boring answers, the way I explain to my clients. Those are real questions asked about the property taxes, the neighborhoods. Again, you're not just selling the house, you're selling the area. So people want to know what's coming into the area. And when you answer more realistic questions than just your generic house tours, that's where you start to see 1, 2, 3, 5 leads actually watching the video and contacting you. Let me give you an example. So one of my clients in Iowa currently made a video about what's happening in the region. A $14 billion partner is actually investing in that area. I believe they're opening up an AI data center. I'd have to double check if it's Microsoft or Google, but because of that video that was created, I think he only got like 68 views on the video. However, 2 people contacted him that were, partners and everything, looking to purchase over $1 million house. So it's not about getting 1 million views on that, but the 68 views, 1 to 2 people reached out to him and are serious buyers, right? That makes a huge difference, which a lot of realtors forget to actually understand. That stop chasing the, as we say, clout or the visibility for your general audience. Start chasing the people who are interested in moving forward with you.
So yeah, it's like vanity metrics, right?
Yeah.
Because realtors, their job is not to be influencers, right? Their job is to be useful, provide good information, and actually answer the questions of their potential clients.
Exactly.
And I think there is no better way than to do that versus, just filming videos that specifically target those different questions that they have.
Yeah.
And that's how you build trust and you just grow your business, not just your views, but your business through YouTube.
Perfectly put. I think another point that I forgot to mention is a lot of realtors focus on their production value and how much they can bring in terms of input, right? So they'll focus on like, I have this camera, it costs $5,000. I have these lightings, they cost $2,000. But like we like to say, that's not what's going to get you the lead. You're not a content creator. Focus on your expertise in real estate, of course, right? You're a realtor to help the people move towards what they're looking for, find their goals, and help them to the best of your ability with the highest transparency. And speaking of, if you guys are wondering why so many agents obsess over production quality, instead of the stuff that actually gets leads, we made a whole video on YouTube that is called, I believe it is The High Quality Trap, Why Realtors Focus on the Wrong 90% of the video. It's right here on the channel, so go ahead and watch the one next. Victor, if I were to ask you so you can maybe inform our agents or inform our audience members on YouTube, what would you recommend for a new agent starting from 0 subscribers on YouTube, a 30-day blueprint, how to stick to it before they burn out?
Yeah, good question, Joe. So if we're looking to have a blueprint for the first 30 days, well, usually the way we work with our clients is first we look at their area, right? And we identify the different neighborhoods, the different suburbs, and we rank them based on the search volume. So, and then we prioritize based from the highest to lowest, so that we know what to focus on first, right? Then we create a plan for the first 8 videos, because we recommend publishing 2 videos a week. And then we just start executing that plan. And we could have neighborhood vlog videos. We could have pros and cons of the area. We could talk about the school systems. It really depends on the market and who they're trying to target, and whether they're looking for relocators or attract sellers. So there are different scenarios here, but basically what they have to focus on is answering the questions that people have before they, let's say, move to the area, right? Just think, for example, you want to move somewhere else, right? What kind of questions would you have? Well, you obviously want to look into the different neighborhoods to understand, what's the difference, what are the different school districts there, how good are the schools, then what is the average price of a home, what are the different price points that they can focus on depending on their budget, and you want to showcase different types of homes, different neighborhoods, and really kind of get a good feel of the area, right?
Yeah.
Because The thing is, they can look at, houses on Zillow. They can, look at the population in Google, but they won't be able to actually find the stories or maybe something that only the locals know.
For sure.
Otherwise, and that's where you come in. You provide that experience of yours, and that's very valuable for a lot of people because they can resonate with what you have to say. Or maybe you had a similar experience, you moved to the area yourself. So I would recommend focusing on, those types of topics instead of just doing listing videos, because those won't be really useful in the long term. And also, Joe, one of the biggest things when starting out is to have this thought in your mind that you're not giving up, because most people are, and that's why we see lots of death channels on YouTube, right? So from the get-go, you have to have your mentality set up in a way that, okay, I'm not giving up on this. I'm gonna go all the way. I will start filming, I'll start executing. And some people are just like that naturally, but that's pretty rare, right? Some people have good, support in their family, friends are cheering them up. But if you really want to be strategic about this, we recommend working with us. We know the industry, we've been doing this for a long time. We don't have to guess anymore. We have the topics, we know what works. We have collected a ton of data from working with all of our clients, and we will make sure that you're accountable. Because that's the biggest thing, staying consistent over the long term, that is tough. And you really need somebody in your corner. If you partner up with us, we'll be that cheerleader, we'll be that coach that will be guiding you through the entire journey and to make sure that you're successful, because it's just a matter of time, but you have to stay the course, and that's where we come in.
Wise words from a wise man, 100%. Yeah, simplicity and consistency is the only key to succeed. I agree. One final note that I'd like to add is, to all the realtors out there, of course, and the audience members, is success isn't about being the loudest. It's about being the most useful and the most consistent as a realtor.
If there's one thing I want you to remember from this video, is the 72-hour rule. Because success requires speed. Because if you're slow, your competition is ahead of you. The thing you can do right now is, once you finish this video, in the next 72 hours, record your first video. It might not look the greatest, it might not be the best, and that's okay. But make sure you actually conquer this fear. That will really build you up. Then once you're ready to take this seriously, get in touch with us. Book a strategy call, and we'll be happy to help you out and show you the way.